If you feel like you've been trying to lose weight, slim down the waistline, and you're spending a mini fortune on all these different supplements, but you're just frustrated because you're not seeing the results. You're like, dang man, I'm putting in all this time in the gym, I'm eating healthy, and I'm buying fat burners, creatine, protein, and the weight still isn't coming off. I'm gonna show why that's happening, okay? That's a very common issue that a lot of people have when they reach out to me. They're spending all this money on protein, fat burners, creatine, even things like vitamin D3, and even magnesium. And the truth is, guys, a lot of these supplements do work. There are some that don't, like the fat burners. There's tons of fat burner supplements out there, and the key ingredient in these fat burner supplements, guys, is caffeine. And so, you can get caffeine from things like cold brew. And so that's not something that you necessarily have to have. But what I see most people doing is they're not eating properly, okay? They're just taking these supplements and they're just thinking all they need to do is just know their calorie intake. And, they're gonna lose weight. Or they just work out, hitting the weights, doing cardio, and they find themselves still not losing the weight, still stepping on the scale and the weight isn't going down as fast as they want it to. And they're spending all this money on supplements. And the reason this happens, guys, is because they don't have a strong foundation. Okay? It's just like having a house. If you're building a house on sand, what's gonna happen to the house? That house isn't gonna it's gonna start sliding to the side. It's gonna start the flooring is gonna start breaking down, things like that, right? That's what's happening with your body and your health. You're noticing that you're putting in all this time and effort in the gym and with doing certain things with your nutrition, like calorie intake and maybe improving the quality of the foods that you're eating, but that's not structure, okay? That's not a solid foundation, okay? And so I do want to just let you know, these supplements like protein, definitely important, helps you build muscle, helps you burn fat, helps you recover from your workouts faster. Things like creatine, a lot of people ask me about creatine these days. Creatine actually helps you build muscle too, helps you get stronger. That way, as you get stronger, it does help you increase your metabolism because you are building more muscle. All right, so you do want to have some type of creatine. Creatine monohydrate is a good one. And creatine is the most researched product on the market, guys, okay? Like, period. There's more studies on creatine than any other supplement out there. And so taking creatine will definitely help you, even if you do want to cut, even if you do want to slim down your waistline and drop weight. Take creatine. It's going to help you physically, but also mentally. It's going to give you more mental energy. All right? Like, we're not just like wanting to look good. If you're like me, you don't want to just look good. You want to feel good. You want to be able to perform at a high level, right? And so creatine is one of those supplements that should be in everybody's supplement stack. Protein also. Most times what I see from a lot of folks, and y'all can let me know down in the comments, do you have a hard time getting enough protein in on a daily basis from the meals that you're eating? Most people do. And so this is why having a protein shake supplement is important. Like, most people think that protein shakes are just for like bodybuilders. They think protein shakes are for like bro science and things like that, and it's not, guys. Like, you can be drinking protein shakes and to be able to enhance your results on your weight loss journey, because you have three main macros: protein, fats, and carbs. Okay? And so by having the right amount of protein, this is what's going to help you build muscle. It's going to help you burn more fat. It's going to help you stay full and satisfied for longer. I know that a lot of times people have this fear when they're on their weight loss journey, and they're like, man, I just don't want to feel like I'm starving. I don't want to feel like I'm hungry all the time. Most times, people who are trying to lose weight, who are really hungry, they're calorie high, carb high, but they're very low in protein intake. This is why it's very, very important to consume enough protein on a daily basis. That way you feel full and satisfied, guys. Very, very important, okay? And also for like metabolic health. I notice a lot of people who tend to have like pre-diabetes and type 2 diabetes. Most people think that They just don't need to, they just need to stay away from sugary drinks. They need to stay away from candy. Because you can be eating a lot of carb heavy foods like pasta, bread all the time, a lot of French fries, a lot of ice cream, a lot of cookies and crackers. You can get type 2 diabetes from eating these types of foods. It doesn't have to be sugar like candy or sugar from like juice and soda, which obviously, you're drinking out those things in excess. Yeah, you're going to get eventually have type 2 diabetes if you're doing that over a prolonged period of time. Okay? Something in my eye. But anyway, that's why it's important to consume enough protein for weight loss, fat loss, energy, managing your blood sugar. A lot of times when people tend to go to the doctor and the doctor's like, hey man, your A1C levels are high, your glucose levels are high. One of the main things docs start telling them, you got to eat more protein. You got to cut back on these starchy carbs. It's not saying you got to cut them out. You have to manage how much you're actually eating. And this is why with my coaching clients, I tell them it's more so about energy management, not just calorie intake, energy management. The way you eat, not just the amount that you eat, but the quality of what you eat. Because you have two people. One person can eat 1,500 calories of fast food, junk food, whatever, and they could potentially lose weight, but they're not going to have the energy they need to really excel in their career, but also have the energy and mental bandwidth to be able to be with their family and enjoy themselves. But person two, they eat the same amount of calories. They're in the same profession as person one, but they're eating more foods that are dense with nutrition. They're eating more protein, all right, and consuming protein. They're eating fibrous foods like fruits and vegetables, green leafy vegetables, fruits that have seeds in them, healthy fats like walnuts, cashews, and almonds, and avocados. These things are critical, man. A lot of people think it's just for the looks. And yeah, if you like me, you want to look good, you want to have abs, you want to, look like a total package. But if you want to have energy so that you can perform at a high level, if you don't want to have to worry and stress about health issues, this is why nutrition is so critical, guys. Okay? And once you lay out that foundation with energy management, protein intake, fiber, healthy fats, now you have the foundation to really be able to excel with supplements. Because all supplements is going to do for you is just going to enhance what's already working. And if what you're doing isn't working to the level that you want it to, you're going to be wasting a lot of money on supplements, okay? And so get the foundation down first with nutrition. That's like 80 to 90% of it. Research shows this, guys. This isn't me just telling you this. That there's studies and research like in abundance all over the internet. You can find these studies and these research articles, okay? And so nutrition. Number one, most people, they try to go straight to doing a whole lot of cardio to try to lose weight or lose belly fat, when the easiest lever to pull to start losing weight is your nutrition. So dial in the nutrition, then start lifting weights, because that's what's going to help you build muscle, get all toned, okay? You can't get this cut, toned look if you're just eating right. If you want to look the part in your clothes, in your suits, and in your bathing suit, or in the bedroom, you got to lift weights. And then the cardio is just going to enhance things also. Most people think cardio is for weight loss. Yes, it can help if you have the right foundation. Nutrition, lifting, then cardio is number three, okay? That's going to help you have more energy. It's going to help you regulate your blood sugar. If you notice that you're tired after eating meals, if you notice that you have brain fog after eating meals in the morning or in the middle of the day, go for a 10, 15, 20-minute walk right after you get done. Most of y'all have good money, so put a walking pad in your office, or put a walking pad in your house. And so that way, once you get done eating a meal and you feel that little sluggish feeling coming along, get on the walking pad. 10, 15, 20 minutes. You're gonna feel amazing. You're not even gonna miss a beat, okay? So start doing those things, and then the fourth thing is the supplements. That way, you can start to excel and enhance what's already working. Nutrition number one, lifting number two, Cardio number 3, then supplements. Once you do it this way, guys, I'm telling you, you won't be wasting like hundreds, if not thousands of dollars on supplements and wondering why you're not seeing the changes that you want, okay? It just requires having some structure. It requires having some strategy with the approach that you're taking also. You can't just be winging this stuff, because you can waste a lot of time, energy, and money if you're just winging it, all right? And so with that said, if you like my coaching class, you like structure, you just want to execute, and so that way you can get the results a lot faster without guessing or stressing or not knowing if what you're doing is right or wrong. There'll be a link down in the description that you can tap to explore the option of us being able to work together, okay? And so with that being said, guys, we are out of here. Let's get it.